Hello, live from the Xfinity Lounge. It is the PHLY Cheap Seats. I am your host for this evening, Black E-Rock, as usual, coming to you live from Philadelphia. We are excited to not have any football this week. I'm crying inside and I'm sad. But today, we're going to talk about 53andMe. I'm not on the squad, even though I'm big enough to be. I'm squeezing up for a lineman spot. We're going to talk about the roster. We're going to look around the league, see if anybody can give us any problems. We might dabble with the Cowboys. That was the first comment before the show ever started. Bleep the Clown Boys. I love it. We all love it. And today, we're going to talk about Howie Roseman if he's going to keep cooking. Because this is a 53-man roster that is going to be changing and changing and changing for like the next 6 weeks. So let's get right into it. What's up, guys?
How you doing, E?
I'm good.
See how I called him E?
Black E-Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why, look, it opens a lot of doors for me when I put my name down to the maitre d' as Black E. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to shine. Like, you grew a little bit. You got a little, I'm eating good. You know what I mean? Still same bald head. When I pop the top.
Still same barber.
Yep, same.
Are you as positive as he?
Ooh, sometimes I gotta be.
Yeah?
Sometimes I gotta be.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm positive about everything. You know what I mean?
That's a good day. Then.
Eagles-wise, we're 0-0. We're climbing up the mountain. We're undefeated. You know what I mean? So life's looking good. Next week, we got football. Do you want to be like beige E? You could be, I don't know, like a
Who?
Big E? You could be Big E. Tall
Big
E.
Tall E.
Tall E-Rock.
Tall E.
Is this like skinny Batman?
Fat Batman.
Swole Batman. Yeah.
What if I'll be angry E?
Angry E? But
Angry
you're not
E.
that
You're so happy all the
angry.
time, though. I can
I
be
know.
angry. I can get
I was
angry.
told that before the show that people were calling out my falsehood and being as happy and as positive. Black Gritty gave me an education.
Having joy in your heart. And I'm sitting there saying, like, check him after a loss. Check him after a bad loss.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's because you're a real person. A real person.
I'm a real boy.
Yeah. So, like, when there's stuff to be happy about, you're happy. When there's stuff not to be happy about, you are not happy. You go to every game. You're sitting there live and in person, spend a lot of money. I mean, you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning. If they don't win, you are not a happy camper on those days.
I'm never a happy camper after a loss. In fact, in my family, they knew like, okay, just give them some space, But that's what happens when you're a diehard, and I know there's plenty of people listening out there that are exactly the same way. And I know that you said that you're a little sad that there's no football this week.
Yeah,
I'm
college football.
I'm kind of happy.
Wait, what?
Ask me why.
Because that just means you're on the eve of week 1?
No, it's because yesterday I was shooting some goofy ass, happy, funny content down at the link, right? Doing some silly voiceovers. And then on my exit of Lincoln Financial Field, I pulled over real quick because up there in the rafters, shrouded in and people have saw on Crossing Broad and other websites, other Eagles publications that, hey, listen, this is a little sneak peek at the banner, but there I saw it. I was parked right next to the Wells Fargo Center, just eyeballing that thing, and I cannot wait until a week from tomorrow when we get to see it in person.
Was this yesterday?
This was yesterday.
So is that, and I don't know this, but is that why the lights were on last night? Are they always on?
So they had some sort of event with the exciting mics
Okay.
there. So there was a lot of people there. However, there is no doubt in my mind that they are starting to choreograph the ceremony. Because I don't know, and stop me, please, if I talked about this last week. But last time we dropped the banner, raised the banner. It's dropping the banner. Last time we dropped the banner, it was against the Tampa Bay Bucks. It was on Thursday Night Football because it is the Super Bowl champs. You get to open up the season. But if you remember correctly, there was a hellacious lightning storm right before the game. So what was a 25, if you ask people, like, what was the last banner ceremony like? People go,
don't know.
They can't remember because it was cut down from 25 minutes to like 7.
Yeah.
They came out. Dawkins, Jeffrey Lurie held up the trophy, said a couple words. Dawkins led the fight song, and then all of a sudden it's game time. And people were like, "That's it? That's all we get?" Well, we were in a time crunch. So there's no doubt in my mind, just like the first Super Bowl ring was this big, the second Super Bowl ring was this big. Chances are the first ceremony cut short. Okay, they're going to make up for it with the second ceremony.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, too, because I can't even remember it. Like, I'm trying in my mind to remember the ceremony.
That's why you don't remember it. And I care more about playing the Cowboys. When everybody's like, "Oh, who cares?" I was like, I care about opening night against Cowboys and even the banner dropping. Because we all know they got their rings and all that kind of stuff. But it's because of that. Last time we won, the banner drop didn't do anything for me because we didn't have it the way it was supposed to be. So this year, everything
I cried
will be
like
heightened.
A baby. I cried like a baby.
Oh, this is mine, by the way.
I don't know. It was.
Did you bring one in?
I did not.
Okay, that's mine then. I don't want to be
Either
swapping.
that or it was somebody else's that was.
That's definitely mine. Well,
also, too, notable was, okay, over there is the new Super Bowl banner. Where's the old Super Bowl banner? I wonder if they are not, because they're running out of space up there at the top of the stadium. They have way too many because that's all we had once upon a time. NFC East champion 2002, NFC East champion 2003. Those were the type of banners that we're dropping that we almost ran out of space with all that nonsense, right? Yeah. So now all of a sudden you look at it and you go, is that a dual banner? There's two Super Bowls there. Where's the 2017 banner?
If that's what you have to do with the NFC East championships. You got to get one banner, boom, 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 just list them. Yeah. Versus
you got to take you got to expire stuff like they did with the Stanley Cup. Like eventually your name comes off the Stanley Cup because there is no more room.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm correct in that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So like, listen, nobody's going to care if you knock off one of these NFC East champion banners. No disrespect to any of those players on the team, or
just make it one banner with 10 years in it.
Yeah.
10, just list out the years on one banner.
Yes.
I still get mad. I don't get credit for being a world champion just because they weren't called the Super Bowl. Like, the league was the league. They won. They owned the league. So the fact that you don't have any rings, well, now I'm counting all my rings. I got Super Bowl rings and the predecessor rings that y'all only got. So,
60 counts.
Right?
See, but hot take before we move on that, I don't count them. I don't count them. Super Bowl error or bust. So when they go 5/2, when Cowboys fans chirp 5/2, although there are people that have children now that have never seen a Cowboys Super Bowl banner drop. Like, I get it, but it was back when they were playing like 8 games and there was 6 teams.
That's just such
the
a
first
slippery
Super Bowl
slope,
they weren't playing 16 games.
Right.
Well, they're true, but it was.
No. Your statement, what you just said, just cut it off right there.
Okay.
The first Super Bowl, it was the same amount of games, the same crappy teams, same crappy cleats, and rubber helmets. Like, bro, they were champions, and they were multiple-time champions. And Lombardi, being Lombardi, who beat Lombardi? The Eagles did.
They did, yes.
The Eagles did. So the guy that got his name, bro, give him my credit. You shut up about this. You're no longer allowed to speak this. You don't count him. That's cool. Don't ever say that again. You carry too much weight in the world in this city to be talking about you don't count. Don't keep that to yourself. Keep that. Don't infect your son with that nonsense. Oh, Lord Jiminy Christmas.
That's a slippery slope, because then you start getting into, because I've had these conversations, right?
Yeah.
You start talking about greatest of all time, this, that, and the third. I mean, because then you start looking at Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, and like, who are they going against?
Just a different era.
But Bill Russell and Wilt are two of the greatest ever. Yeah, but the average height in the NBA at the time was some 6'4" white dude. Yeah. So, like, what are we talking about here, right?
And my final statement again is to say, what's the trophy called?
Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Who beat them?
Right.
Eagles.
Okay, then it counts. It counts. It matters.
All right.
It matters.
Sounds good.
My God. The guy's name's on the Super Bowl trophy. No reason we got the whole thing, and we beat them, and I can't give them credit?
Yeah.
Participation?
I feel it.
All right, appreciate you. That just made me real angry.
That's a tangent. We went on a nice tangent to start the show.
That just made me real angry.
Why? I think it's something about this seat. This is the angry seat. This is the hot seat. This is the hot take seat.
Ooh,
sure.
That was rough sledding right there. Look, I need a Zoom call with your son too. Don't ever let your father say this to you. We beat Lombardi, baby. Don't ever let your father infect you with this tale of glory. So anyway, now I gotta get my mind back reeled in. Howie Roseman.
Yes.
53-man roster.
Yes.
Do you like the Howe pickup?
Sam Howell?
Yes.
Well, I didn't like Kyle McCord. Howie likes quarterbacks. We know the importance of backup quarterbacks in this city. If you're telling me Tanner McKee's not ready, I don't think that they gave up too much. In essence, they gave up, what was it? Pickett and like Darren Kennard, in essence. The swap then was to get Howell, and they gave up like a fifth or whatever it was. Whatever that math was, you didn't give up much to get Howell.
No.
Right? He's a proven quarterback. He's a vet quarterback. He's had a lot of success against the Eagles. So Howie probably has an affinity for him. But look, it's a quarterback, right? I mean, we've seen how important backup quarterbacks are.
And he's a backup quarterback that can play.
He's a backup, right. But if he plays for an extended period of time, I don't care if that's Kenny Pickett, Tanner McKee, or Sam Howell. If any of those guys play for an extended period of time, we've got bigger problems.
Oh, 100%.
Right, but for a game or two, do I like Sam Howell on the spot? Yes, because he's won NFL games before.
I'm just amazed at Howie Roseman always staying ahead of the power curve and kind of outsmarting the rest of the league and having the foresight to know what kind of moves he needs to make. I mean, it's been well documented on the offseason that the league is now taking a closer look at the Philadelphia Eagles and how they go about their salary cap business. Not that they're cheating, but they're kind of finding loopholes in the system that the Philadelphia Eagles over the last couple of years have been exploiting. And now the league wants to tighten up those loopholes because some owners out there
are poor,
are poor and don't want to play by those rules. And we're in an advantageous position where we have an owner that's willing to spend cash. We talked about that on the last podcast. Then I started to take a look at like this whole comp pick. That was a big talk of the offseason. Comp pick. Well, we get the comp pick formula. You can't mess with the comp picks. We're going to be losing a lot of guys. And there was a date passed somewhere around May where, hey, if you sign anybody past this or bring anybody on board past this, then it doesn't affect your comp pick formula. They were very stingy on spending past that date because they didn't want anything to do with the comp. They knew they were losing guys. And they knew they had at least a lot of work to do on the back end of the roster. So what did they do? They start knowing what comp picks they're going to have in the bag, along with the plethora of picks they've already, by moving back and all the trades that Howie Roseman has made. And now they're using those picks to do what? They know they're 32nd in the waiver wire. Anybody that they truly want isn't going to trickle down to them. And if they do, it's just a matter of luck if you're actually able to put a bid in on this guy. So what are they doing? They're getting ahead of it and using some of those picks, which they have a figurative shit ton of, to go ahead and jump the line and say, I'll trade you a 6th for this. I'll trade you a 7th for this. Because we got a bag of them in the back. So it's just amazing, how Howie Roseman is staying ahead of the power curve. On the flip side of that coin, it's a little bit concerning because you can tell there is desperate is not the word, but there is a concerted effort to try to fill in the back end of the roster because I'm not sure they're entirely happy with. They're happy with their starters by and large, right? They've got a lot of talent, a lot of stars on this team, but the back end of the roster, I think they have their concerns about. So they're trying to now use those picks to try to fill in the back end of the roster.
Yes and no, I think. You're always trying to fill out the back end of your roster. Those are your special teamers. Yeah. You're always, and you can, for the most part, you can flip them, drop them to the practice squad, pick up somebody else. Not that they're interchangeable, but you're 50, 51, 52. Those guys are going to move a little bit. I look at them. My concern still, you saw it. We talked about it last week. I told you I didn't like the depth on the offensive line. You saw how we go out. All right, let's go get Fred Johnson back. All right, let's make sure we got a swing tackle for some depth. Let's shore up that space a little bit. I still have concerns, and I think Howie does too. Maybe wasn't able to make the move he wanted to, or there's a move still pending in terms of the secondary. Both, again, still at CB, and now even more so at the safety position. They cut Tristan McCollum. They signed him to the practice squad.
Right.
But if they were willing to cut him, they're telling him they're not happy with the safety group. They view him as expendable. Now, he was right. He made the right call, cut him, still got him to the practice squad. Just another example of how he has his finger on the pulse of the league and how teams view not only their own players, but how they view the Eagles players. But I still look at this team and this 53 as we sit here. What's the date? The 27th? On August 27th.
Yes.
And I say, it ain't, I don't even think we're particularly close to done. I really don't. I think there's either going to be a signing that they're just waiting for whatever reason, or there's going to be a trade that he's still sitting there trying to eye up that guy and say, I need that guy on my defensive side of the ball. Offense, I don't think that's going to be an issue. But defense, I could pinpoint 3 positions that I think Howie's eyeing up, saying I need to do better.
It's just a curious thing when you hear Howie Roseman talk, because moves prior to immediately before the season, right? Like the week before the season, 2 weeks before the season. But you think of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, right, with the Saints, and you're like, oh my God, it's still Howie season. We never saw this one coming. James Bradbury was another example. Like, oh, we thought the roster was set, and then they had James Bradbury. This is freaking awesome. For the first time, I heard Howie Roseman after the 53-man press conference, joint press conference with Nick Sirianni, go, oh, no, I'm not done.
Oh, I didn't hear that. He did say that?
Oh, yeah, we're not done.
All right, good.
He's like, keep an eye out for the next 24 hours. That's the first time immediately following. No, yesterday.
Yeah, all right.
So it was the first time I ever remember, and I remember kind of tilting my head and going, huh. It was the first time he said, oh, no, we're not done. We're still adding and moving pieces. So what you see right now is maybe not exactly the finished piece of the puzzle, which is a curious thing for Howie to say a week prior to the season, but at least he's acknowledging it, and he's showing through the moves that, okay, we are still tweaking and modifying and bringing in guys that we liked on tape or liked that throughout college. And so it's just a departure from normal Eagles and Howie behavior.
So shout out to Andrew, our producer today. Andrew, let me ask you a question. You ever been fishing?
Yeah, many times.
Okay, so I'm going to teach you something real quick. From here on out for the rest of the show, I'm going to reel it in. So when I ask a question, you answer said question. Oh. Then we'll move on to the other things. I asked about Sam Howell. We done went through the whole dangum roster of Howie Roseman thing. I can't even get back to answer my Howell question because it goes 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
But you're in that seat.
2, 2, 1.
You're in that seat now.
Look at it. I just said.
We don't care about it. It's a 1, 2, 1, 2 guy.
Welcome to the
get
one
all
seat.
the way out to the ocean. And I'm about to, from now on, I'm going to yank you back in.
I have a question.
What's your
Legit question.
Legit question. Go ahead.
What do you think about Sam Howell?
Oh, funny you should ask that, right? Funny you should ask that. I think it's one of the genius moves of Howie Roseman. Something you said earlier in your soliloquy, which I thought was going to wrap it up. When he trades Tiny Hands, when he gets Tiny Hands, everybody's like, oh, Jalen's going to have to fight for his spot. And I'm like, against Tiny Hands? Now, if you remember, when he scouted him, he was playing who? Sam Howell. Sam Howell looked just as good as Tiny Hands in that game because they're both kind of trash. I think Howell's better than Tiny Hands. Tiny Hands has now been traded 3 other times. Howie Roseman gets a guy and sends him off to the world where nobody can keep him, and he's getting trade foddered everywhere else. That's the vision of Howie Roseman. Was like, look, I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to let him get a couple snaps in the Super Bowl. You want him? Here, take him. And he can't stay on the Browns. You can't even make it on the Browns. The Browns trade you. So Howie getting Howell makes me happy because he's thrown a lot in this league. He likes playing against the Eagles. Hopefully he loves playing for the Eagles. Maybe it's something about that green that gets some juice. If he does have to come in, as you said, for 2 to 3 games, he holds it down. But the Mormon Missile will be back anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm happy about that. Now, roster. Oh, wait, you already talked about that. So,
See, when you're hosting a show,
let me get
you gotta just put it on a tee and let people take swings. You just softball it.
Also, too, when you're steering the car, like when you're steering the car, you got to know when to throw on a blinker. Sure. And take a right-hand turn and go, and then interrupt, and then transition because you know you're going to get back to that conversation. It's a tough seat over there. It is a tough seat over there.
It's not a tough seat because
Andrew, tell him it's a tough seat over there.
It's a tough seat.
Thank you.
I agree. It's a tough seat.
If anybody knows, Andrew knows. I just like embarrassing people, so I let you guys talk. Anybody wants to rewind the show, they're going to realize that you guys are just deep sea diving. And when I yank you back in, I just like, you're like, oh, my bad, coach. I thought we were still running extra laps. So the next thing that I want to talk about, good catch, is we're talking about Howie Roseman, and he's not done yet. He's making all these moves. We've got a linebacker that said, I'll be back in week 5. Yeah. N'Kobe's like, I'll be back in week 5. And all I'm thinking is, we have the Avengers of a linebacker core. We went so long where Howie doesn't care about linebackers, and Vic comes here, and Vic's like, yo, I need linebackers. And to your point again, in your long soliloquy of what you were saying, last season we thought White was going to be the linebacker, and he wasn't. Bond steps up. Dean flourishes and comes to the limelight. So I'm not worried about safety. I'm not worried about cornerback because the coach is going to find somebody to fill that role. And if they don't, that's how it will strike. My question to you guys is, do you think we flip one of these linebackers before week 8 and get us that go-to safety or cornerback from Howie when he says he's not done?
No.
You want to carry 4 all-star linebackers?
This is why. Because we tend to do this thing where we get excited, right? We had a good year. The linebacker play was really damn good last year, right? But we do this thing where we just assume now we're the Avengers, right? Now all the linebackers are Pro Bowlers in the waiting. I think Trot looks good, right? I think Trot will. I don't know what his ceiling is, but I know that I like his floor, right? So I will give you that.
Yeah.
The problem that I believe, look, Campbell's a rookie, first and foremost. Show me on the field, and then maybe by week 5, week 6, we can start, just like we did with Zach Bond. We can start to say, hold on, that dude's legit. Now, I know the pedigree, right? We also know why teams passed on him, because he's got to be able to stay on the field, right? He may have some long-term shoulder injuries that we're going to have, sustain NFL contact. But most importantly, through all of this, and I said this last year, and I stand 10 toes deep on it, I don't care when Nakobe Dean says he's coming back. If Nakobe Dean, and more power to you, bro, I have nothing but love and respect for you, and I hope you do come back week 5. But if Nakobe Dean comes back week 5, you ain't getting 100% Nakobe Dean. You might get 70% Nakobe Dean, and that might even be, to me, a little, I might be pushing it. It's a patellar tendon tear. And now granted, these guys are professionals and they train harder and science is different and they're dedicated to getting their bodies right. But him being, what would he be at that point? He's less than a year, right? What, 9 months, 10 months from a patellar tendon tear? Just for you to get back on the NFL field, that's your goal. And I get it. And week 5, that can happen. You ain't operating at 100%. You ain't trusting that knee to just stick it and move. And everything we say about Nakobe Dean is he's built on instinct. Little undersized, but he's got instinct and speed that is unmatched. Your instinct takes a second because you have to trust your knee. Therefore, your speed is slow just a little, and your size will pull you back just that by 1 second. Your instinct and speed allows your size to become an issue. So for that, I would say, great, he's suiting up and he's available. I don't think he's the impact player, and I don't think we see that impact player in 2025. If we do, if at all, it's in 2026. It's unfortunate to say because I think he's a hell of a player, but those knee injuries are no joke.
So I'll ask you a question again so you know what it was. Do you think that we could flip one of these Avenger linebackers?
I was telling you why not.
I know that.
I thought you were saying like I went on a different topic.
I'm talking to White E-Rock. No.
Oh, okay.
You talked for a long time.
Yeah, it was a soliloquy.
So I'm trying to remind him of the question because he might have forgot. He might have forgot.
Sure, it's a long time.
He might have forgot. It was a long time.
I had a lot to say.
Hey, it's my turn to answer. So 7 years ago, call me Ishmael. No, I'll leave it brief. I think your linebacker room is the best it's ever been in Philadelphia Eagles green, any shade of any time. You're exactly where you want to be. You have Zach Bond, right? And Jihad Campbell. So you have the guy who was the breakout last year, the diamond in the rough, who's just a baller. Then you have the rookie with the pedigree, all the instincts, all the measurables, right? Goes a little too hard in practice or training camp.
I like that.
Yeah. Nobody doesn't like it until Landon goes down, but until Landon gets hurt. But you have that guy, and that's why in the offseason show I was like, I'm not sure. The argument for, okay, if they knew they were getting Campbell, they wouldn't have signed Bond. You're going to see those guys on the field at the same time. They were going to figure out a way to see those guys on the field at the same time. Then heaven forbid any of those guys go down, right? Heaven forbid. Who would you rather have than Nakobe Dean past week 5, who showed you he's a more than capable starter at the linebacker position, and him paired with Zach Bond, you know it works. Injury concerns, absolutely legitimate, right? So you want to kind of have him in that, hey, just get him along till he's healthy and he's comfortable and he's trusting that knee. And then I think you said the most accurate thing about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I can't agree with you more, that I don't know where his ceiling is. We genuinely don't. But I like his floor, and that his floor is pretty damn good. And it was almost like Ike Reese's floor. Like Ike Reese wasn't a starting linebacker in the NFL, but if somebody went down, you bet he could fill in and do a damn good job of it. So I think your linebacker core is like if every position on the Philadelphia Eagles, outside of offensive line, because
wide receivers.
And wide receivers, like
running backs.
you're wide receivers. None again. There's certain positions on this team where you're exactly where you want to be. There's certain positions on this team. I don't want to jump ahead that aren't.
So to the comments, Patrick Surtain is a dream. I don't know if we'd ever be able to afford him. And edge rushers, that might be something. And to my point of when I called them the Avengers, Trotter's like Ant-Man. Useful, not always in the front row, but useful.
Yeah, he serves his purpose.
Serves his purpose,
Yeah.
And he's got room to grow. You know what I mean? He's got room to possibly grow. And I see it as the depth is value. And Nakobe Dean showed so much promise last year. He's also coming up into his late end of his contract. And if Campbell in the first 5 weeks shows to be an absolute stud, if I were Howie and I was looking to make a move to help the back end, safety position or corner, that is a chip that I can move with a draft pick that's not ultra high on an expiring contract to possibly upgrade my safety or cornerback position. That's where my mind goes from it. Not that anything that you guys said was wrong, because you're absolutely right. I'm just thinking of chips that are available for us to make those moves. Him week 5 gives us time to see what everybody else looks like to possibly have him be in a chip because his contract's going to be expired.
So you're an opposing
That's where my
GM.
mind spot is.
You're an opposing GM, right? And maybe you have CB2 or a safety that I have interest in, or whoever the player is that I have interest in. And I'm going to use my depth at linebacker to kind of draw that player from you. Well, we know it's not going to be Bond, and we know it's not going to be Campbell.
No.
Right? You're telling me it will or will not potentially include Trot.
If I were an opposing GM, I'd want Dean. Again, this is me saying he comes in week 5.
Yeah.
Like you said, not a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
But he shows he's healthy, he's active. He gets a couple of reps week 5, a couple more week 6, has a couple breakout tackles like he does. Knows for ball week 7, week 8, trade deadline. You're like, hey, he looks like he's back, he's healthy. I'm Howie thinking, am I going to pay him when I've got Bond I just paid and Campbell's going to be coming up? And I got Trotter on the cheap. This is a name, Super Bowl champion, pedigree guy on an expiring contract. That's where I'm thinking
that's
of.
where your head's at, right? Because I mean, you want to take a position of strength and then help address your weakness.
And like
I
you
think
were
it's
saying,
tough.
I thought about it when you were long talking about Howie doing things once he gets to look at the team.
Yeah.
Because the same thing we talked about White. Everybody's, oh, we got White for Tampa Bay, Super Bowl. And I'm like, this dude's building campfires on a campground in Tennessee. Why is he with the team?
Yeah. It's a tough pull because if you're Howie, you have the opportunity to look at him in practice for those first 4 weeks and really get a sense of, is he progressing and what can he do for us, on the field? If he is progressing to the level that Howie says, he's got that juice and he's trusting it more than Ashworth thinks he would be able to at this point. We saw it last year when Dean got hurt. You need to have that depth, especially when it's Super Bowl or bust. When you're built to win, you need to have that depth. So I think we'd be hard-pressed. Howie would be hard-pressed to look at him and
Who
say,
replaced him in the Super Bowl?
Morrow?
Yeah. See the look on your face?
Yeah.
That's my point.
Was that correct?
I don't know, because I don't care.
I think it was a good pull.
It doesn't matter is the point. The look on your face when you said Morrow, you're like, Morrow? Because if it's Trotter that replaces him, Bond is so good and you got Campbell, that look on your face is exactly what I'm talking about. We could lose Dean and still be more than elite serviceable, 55 points, 40 points. I feel like, again, if he wasn't expiring contract, and not that I don't love him, not that I don't think he's a great player, not that I don't love the fact that he grew.
Yeah.
When everybody was, he's a bust. Like, bro, he's a rookie. Like, give him time. He's grown. I'm just thinking expiring contract. I'm trying to think of how he can make moves without just dumping off those high-end picks.
You know what? So much.
Yes,
plus, you can't discount the fact that Jeremiah Trotter Jr. They talked about it even in the press conference post 53-man roster cut down, right? You can't discount positional versatility or the ability to play special teams. And yes, Nakobe Dean has a lot of value, and for a headline would make a lot of sense for a GM. For the Eagles, you almost kind of want to keep Jeremiah Trotter Jr. because he's one of the best special teams players that they have. It's the same argument. People were like, well, is Keely Ringo going to get traded? I don't know if there was even any discussion about that because Keely Ringo is one of the best. Yeah, he's one of the best special team players on the. There was a brief period of time where our special teams was absolute trash. Remember every punt return and every kickoff, every offense against us was getting a short field. That's a pain in the ass. That's annoying. That's a constant. Special teams is like an afterthought until it has to become a thought, until all of a sudden it becomes a problem, right? So when you're constantly giving up short fields, that's why a guy like Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I liked it. I would almost want to keep him a little bit more because
and cost allows you to keep him.
Yes,
he's basically free as opposed to again Dean on a expiring contract. So we long talked about our draft. I was going to be making moves. I want to go look at the rest of the league real quick and see where your head's at. Ashworth, I did not discuss it with you because you were late.
I wasn't late.
You were
I was
late.
early.
He was late. He had a job. He's got a family. He was late.
What do you mean? I was early. GPS tried to sidetrack me, and I didn't let it.
I don't know who GPS is, but you better tell that girl to fix your schedule. You know GPS, Andrew?
I do not know.
Oh, she's a bear, bro.
Look, I tell you what.
She gets me. She gets me, Randy.
She lies to you.
She
always makes you late. You know
She
what I
sounds
mean?
bad, man.
She takes you. You're trying to go in a straight line, and GPS, she just takes you for all these twists.
Bang a right off 76.
No good. No good.
She thinks she knows everything.
You got a new family. You got a new family out here cheating with some chick named GPS. Why? Disrespectful. You're late.
Don't listen to
and
him,
you're
babe.
childish. Anyway, back to my point.
Go ahead.
Let's go look around the league and pick some division winners, and so we can figure out who's.
So I got to do this off the rip.
Yeah, because you were late. Because you were late.
Sure.
If you were not late, you would have known.
Collusion.
Mm-hmm. So just so you know, help you out a little bit.
Yep.
In the AFC West, we got the Bills, the Dolphins.
In the AFC West.
AFC East. I said West.
Yeah,
AFC East.
Okay.
Just checking you. There we go. Good brain. Good
Bills,
brain.
Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
Yes.
Okay. You want
Who's winning the
winner?
division?
Bills. Move on.
Bills.
Andrew?
Bills.
All right. We're all on the Bills.
By the way, before you get there, are you guys watching Hard Knocks at all? I caught the first couple episodes.
First couple, but I haven't been religious on it.
Yeah. It hasn't grabbed. Usually there's
Yeah, they grab
storylines
you,
that
right?
grab you.
Yeah, I agree.
So, okay. Side note tangent, real quick. Episode 3. Just turn on episode 3. Now, I'm a new Siriannier of life. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. But McHermott is absolutely terrible. The first 5 minutes is him. Guys, you have to play with intensity.
Yeah.
I need you to care about football. Josh, it all starts with you. And if you could have the intensity and love for the game, you will have the other guys fighting for you. I need you all to fight. Do you understand what the intensity is for our goals this year? For us to be like, dudes were falling asleep. I'm like, you're talking about intensity and fire and passion, and it's just, Josh, do you have the fire within you to lead the team this year? I'm like, bro. So I don't hear nothing about Nick Sirianni and flowers in the grass or the knee biter of Campbell. Campbell's out there like, yo, dig a ditch, put your grandmama in it, because we killing everybody this season. I'm like, Granny? You killing Granny? But at least people perk up in their seats when they talk.
It's great perspective because we get so in our little own Philadelphia bubble and we have our views and opinions on how things should be done and shouldn't be done and so on and so forth. When you take an opportunity to watch, because that stuck with me too. Like McDermott, and I remember in his time in Philly, he's a great guy, dude.
Good human being.
You put me to sleep, bro.
Good human being.
How is this? And then you look at a Nick Sirianni, which, by the way, the Eagles do a fantastic job of having cameras in there to film everything. You take a look at one of his week preparation speeches. He's got a theme. He's fired up. He's talking about this, that, and the other thing. So when we all looked at him, I was like, dude, this guy's kind of a cornball, but why do his players love him so much? Well, look at Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
He's putting the goddamn people to sleep.
Can I give you a caveat to the AFC West? Or sorry, the AFC East?
So, go ahead.
Don't sleep on the Patriots.
So this is why, Andrew.
Don't sleep on the Patriots. I don't think they're going to win the division, but don't sleep on the Patriots.
So
This is why you keep me in the dark, because you know I'm about to steal your thunder.
So, yeah, because so we're gonna pick our division winners, and then I'm gonna ask you who else do you think could challenge, and the answer is only the Patriots. How do you think
You
that
didn't
the
tell
coach
me.
is gonna
You
do there?
but you didn't include me on any of this conversation.
Because
I'm
you
so proper.
were late.
I wasn't
No,
late.
no,
Because
hold on.
you
Hold on.
were late.
Hold on, I gotta agree with Ashworth there. Proper seat one etiquette
Huh?
says,
Yeah.
"Hey, listen, we're gonna pick our winners, and then afterwards, you're gonna give me a team so that way you could start thinking about it as the other person is long talking."
And that's why I'm Black E-Rock. I've got my
Things
own.
differently.
My etiquette is to embarrass and frustrate. My job is not to help you. My job is to embarrass you.
Understood.
You've been on my show personally. You
Yes,
know
yes.
that I love to just pull shit out of nowhere.
Dude,
That's my
God.
favorite thing is to embarrass people.
Oh my god!
I
it's
don't
the
give you a heads
goddamn
up.
Worst.
It's just
What
to,
happened?
Oh, anytime you go on his show before the whole cheap seats, like, hey, you know what? I already know I got a good back and forth with Ash. I know I got to because I would go on his podcast, and this guy would sit there and spring on me. Oh, give me your top 10 coaches in order. Like
Oh,
no,
here we
like
go.
no, and then I'm and at the end of it, he goes, "Why didn't you talk about Andy Reid at all?" And I'm like, "Son of a," because you put me on the spot. Tell me you're gonna do it.
I mean, you don't mention Andy Reid.
He lets
Wow.
and he doesn't even in the middle of it throw your boy a bone. He doesn't even like try to throw you a life preserver and be like, "Oh, I know you meant Andy," or like and Andy Reid, right? Because you're like, dude, you forget. No, he lets me go through the entire thing.
Yeah, just
And
let
then
you rock.
throws me under the bus. Throws it. Black
done.
Riddy's favorite hobby
well
is
done.
throwing E under the bus. He did it in the first 5 minutes of the last show.
When you got a skill, you just got to lean into it. He's good at his craft.
E-Rock, positive and helpful. Black E-Rock, embarrassing and bullying. These are the differences.
There should
in
really
our
be
system.
when later on tonight I'm gonna make like a little meme and it's gonna be Ashworth just sitting and there's gonna be an E-Rock that's the angel and there's gonna be a Black Riddy that's the devil over his shoulder and I think that encapsulates the entire Philadelphia fan base.
I'm the body. I got
Hope
a good
and
conscience and a
happiness
bad conscience.
versus anger and frustration.
Next
So,
division.
We got the AFC West, the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers. Are the Chiefs going to have a challenger for the division, Ashworth?
Yes, they're going to have a challenger. I don't know what you want me to say. Do you want me to give you the division winner? Or just
Give
say
the division winner.
Division winner.
Just give the division winner. He
Oh,
just set it up
interesting.
in exact contrast of what he just said.
A division winner.
I'm a professional.
Oh, God.
I guess I'll have to buy the hype, and I'll say the Chiefs only because to be the best, you got to beat the best. In the chart, I'm just Chiefs. I don't want to say too much. We'll get into the other part.
Chiefs.
Andrew, I'm taking the Chargers.
Right, that's where I was going to go.
I'm taking hardball year two.
I
I know
know.
everybody told me that Herbert has a penis the size of 3 battleships.
That's Nick Foles.
So, I mean, look, I'm taking the Chargers.
Is that what we're judging division winners on now?
I'm taking.
That's why Jalen keeps winning.
Hey,
This
look,
conversation
That's
took a
why Jalen
wild
Hurts
turn.
won a Super Bowl.
I'm
This,
taking-
this conversation took a wild turn.
I'm taking the Chargers,
Okay.
and so that would mean that you have the Chargers as possible.
Yeah, and the
Well, don't
Broncos.
skip ahead.
No, we're asking. We all said. Well, you all said Chiefs. I said Chargers.
Yeah.
So the backup question is, who could challenge your choice?
Equally, I think the Chargers and the Broncos. I'm intrigued by the Broncos. They got a great
You
defense.
think the whole division is going to be live?
I do. I think that's going to be a really good division. I do. And then you got Pete Carroll with the Raiders. He will turn that program around.
Gino be winning 9 games. This season, so
I think it's going to be a really tough division.
if it's not the Chiefs, who do you think?
I think it might be the Chargers, and I think it has less to do with the Chargers on the come up and more to do with like we're all looking at our watches, going, when does this Chiefs decline start to happen?
Yeah.
We were asking it for years with the New England Patriots, and we've been asking it for quite a while now with the Kansas City Chiefs. Is this on the topic list, Travis and Taylor?
Yep.
Is this on the topic list later? I don't want to get on to it,
No,
but like Travis is not slowly, but rapidly moving on into retirement. And eventually, when you fly enough jet planes and go to enough private, when you live that luxury lifestyle, how focused are you really on football? Patrick Mahomes and all them, what's the sting like coming out of that Super Bowl? Do they have the ability to be like a Jalen Hurts and a Nick Sirianni and grit their teeth and get down and grind it back out so they get back to the Super Bowl? Or are they like, okay, it is what it is?
Well, so eliminate the Super Bowl from that conversation and just say, because traditionally the Super Bowl loser doesn't fare well the following season.
No.
I mean, so it's not just about getting to the Super
Well,
Bowl.
except
Can
when
they
you
make
lose
the
to Tom
playoffs?
Brady and Tampa Bay Bucks and you go right back and beat the 49ers and win it.
Hold on one second. Andrew, who's your backup team in that division?
Oh, Chargers, yeah.
So, two things to what you're saying. The Chiefs are not going to win the division. One, because of what you said. Taylor Swift, he put a ring on it. When I last year made a video about how he was checked out, not paying attention, I fell into the hole of Swifties, of non-positive people on Instagram and TikTok, where it was like, you don't know. I'm like, he's on a jet in Singapore or some crap and then coming back to play a game on his bye week. Like, I'm sorry. He's in every commercial and every movie. I'm sorry. And he even said in offseason, I wasn't really checked in. So now you get on one knee and propose to a billionaire Philadelphia heiress. You're going to be checked in. You make $100 million talking into a microphone like I'm doing. You want to get hit by linebackers over the middle?
Yeah.
Really?
And plus, let's not pretend. Sorry, not to interrupt, but let's not pretend like he's, midway through his career or he's got
Understood.
a career. He's been there for a while.
So that's kind of my point. Like, scale of 1 to 10. Travis Kelce played at what last year? What level on a scale of 1 to 10? Like a 7, right?
Yeah.
And they still made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I don't want to put all this onus. Like, they got Patrick Mahomes and they got Andy Reid. And if Travis Kelce ain't going to be Travis Kelce, Andy Reid and Patrick, they'll work around that. I get it. He's a dynamic weapon, and that's what helped them become a dynasty, right? But if you're telling me Travis Kelce's now going to be at a 5, do I think that takes them from reaching the Super Bowl to missing the playoffs and not winning the division? Personally, no, I don't.
I also didn't help you guys by saying that Rashee Rice took his plea deal and he's out the first 6 games of the season.
That'll get dropped down to 4.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't care. He ain't playing my team.
That's true.
On to the next division. The AFC North. We got the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers.
I'll go Ravens, and I'll leave it at that.
I'll go Ravens out in the divisional round as always.
Andrew.
Yeah, Ravens, definitely.
So we're
Don't do it.
all on the Ravens.
Okay.
Who's going to challenge the Ravens in that division?
I would like to say the Bengals if they could play some defense, but they can't, so they can throw up 40 points a game if they want to. Honestly, nobody. I don't even think it's going to be a challenge.
I don't see anybody challenging the Ravens.
Did you see anybody else coming out?
If there's going to be a challenge, it's going to be the Bengals. But yeah, defense is a problem.
So the Steelers never have a losing season, ever. They got Duck Dynasty at quarterback. They still go 9-8. So if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, they're guaranteed to win 9 games. I'll give them a bump and say 2, maybe get 11 wins with an actual quarterback. Now, he's not great, but I mean, he threw for almost 4,000 yards to the Jets. That's more comparable than they've had in the last decade of quarterback play. So if anybody's going to challenge them, I'll say it's the Steelers.
But we all know how this book ends with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, right? Can we agree on that preseason? Like, we don't have to look into the future. We know how this book ends because the Eagles are a culture franchise. They're a culture franchise. Same thing can be said about the Pittsburgh Steelers, even more so. They are trenched in with who they are as a team, who they are as their culture, the long-term coaches. Everything that is Steelers football is uniquely and defined as Steelers football. Aaron Rodgers plays along with none of that. There's nothing about Aaron Rodgers that says, hey, great culture guy. He's as old as I am.
Well, if you listen to the reports coming out of Pittsburgh, and I'm not disagreeing with you with where you're going with it,
right,
but at least some of the reports that have come out of Pittsburgh have talked about how he is trying to or actively connecting to all players, vets.
Is he tripping
rookies.
balls? Or
No. Was it the ayahuasca?
Yeah, the ayahuasca.
Yeah. That he's making a concerted effort to get to know even guys who are now on the practice squad, who they are, something about their family, and it's not just in the moment. Like when he approaches them again 3 days later, he's referencing the conversations.
Wow.
Like that. I know you say wow, but I mean that's
amazing.
I know you're being tongue in cheek, but when you want to ingratiate yourself or get to know your team or build a bond with people, you have to get to know him, and you have versus being, look, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
That's a
pound
fact.
sand. Like, get out of my face. I'm here. They want me. I'm the quarterback. I don't care if you're a practice squad player. Be gone, peasant. And he's not doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like actually trying to help be a part of the culture, change a narrative that's surrounding. I don't know. But I just genuinely do feel this guy will never escape the narrative created for him.
Well,
he's guilty
narrative
himself.
created for him. He's a victim of his own problem. Like he brought the
tangent.
Okay. So he goes and he signed blah blah blah. Or he's talking to the practice squad players. Ooh, that should be the standard issue for any veteran quarterback that is held in high regard. This guy already had. If they're not showing the circus in whatever the Pittsburgh Steelers practice facility is called, I promise you the clown van is parked outside. The clown van is parked outside because he already did it. He already made everyone wait and wonder where Aaron was going and bide his time. And
so did like 30,000 other quarterbacks before him.
Sticking up for Aaron Rodgers
is a weird take, bro.
It's not. I'm not sticking up for him.
Where's the opposite?
I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just calling it like it is.
That sound is the sound.
We all dislike him because he stood up for what he believed. Like, he disagreed with people. That's what started it.
Yes.
And what did he believe in that he stood up for?
He did.
What did he believe in?
He did not want to take the shot. That's where it started. Not where it started.
not
But that's
where
what
it started.
exacerbated the entire issue.
Okay, let me tell you
To
something.
people who didn't care or didn't really have an opinion on Aaron
I
Rodgers.
forgot
Look,
about
look,
that.
look, look.
That
No,
was
you
a footnote.
didn't.
I
No, you
forgot about
First
that.
of all, let's talk. So just shut up for a second. That is not it. He was under the wing of one of the most arrogant quarterbacks in human history that said, I'm not teaching this young punk. Sit on his bench. I don't care what you do.
Correct.
And instead of him being a better man, when he had the opportunity and they brought Love in, he says, sit there, young punk. I'm not here to teach you anything.
Which is
I'm
what
not
Brett
here
Favre did.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what he
So
said.
I'm not here to help anybody. Over that whole lesson, you didn't learn a lesson. And you're discount double checking and pumping in people's faces, and you can't play in the big games, and you talk about your coach, you get your coach fired, then you get the other coach fired. Like, there have been a lot of things before COVID-19 hit before this guy was a problem. And then, forget the vaccine, you're in a dark cave for 3 months talking to books and rocks, and then you come out holding people hostage. You're literally taking a playbook from a dude that robbed a state for money.
You sound like you're describing LeBron James to me.
Who?
That's what it sounded like you were describing. Talking about getting coaches fired and reading fake books and all that kind of
You
stuff.
mean the only coach
So AFC
that has gone
South.
rookie?
You're right.
Reel it back in, Grady.
Let's
Reel
go
it back
fishing.
in. Andrew, keep him on point. Reel it
Fishing
back
time,
in.
fishing time.
I just make this about LeBron James getting people fired.
I'm just ruffling.
He's taking all his rookie coaches to championship
Yep.
games that they've never been there before in their life
Facts.
without him. So, I
Facts.
mean, that's a difference.
Facts.
With Aaron Rodgers. He sucks. Anywho, in the comments, says he's going to be out by week 3. Put money on it. I mean, I'll take that bet.
What division? AFC South?
We're on AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans. Is there any redemption for the Golden Pony Boy down there in Jacksonville?
No.
No.
Ashworth, this is a simple question. Who's winning the division?
Oh, that's the second question. The first question was... All right.
You already answered the first one.
I am going to say... I might be riding the wrong train here. I know because the easy answer is the Texans. I know the
what are you
easy
gonna
answer
do?
is the Texans.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I might like the Titans. Oh, I said it.
You are.
I said
it. Andrew.
I said it.
Andrew.
I said I might like the Titans.
Do we drug test here at PHLY?
I like Cam Ward.
Might have to.
I like Cam
I'm
Ward.
gonna,
I like Cam Ward, bro.
right? We are drug testing.
I'm pulling hard.
You have to pee in a cup. I'm taking a hair sample.
I'm pulling hard for Cam Ward. I really am.
Oh, my God.
I thought you were at least going to say the Colts.
No.
The Colts at least got a
Daniel
running back.
Jones?
And
No.
they got a running back.
Jones?
The rest of their team is functional. This is on a quarterback. I'm thinking again, Daniel Jones might get you like 8-9 wins, maybe luck out. But you're taking the Titans, and I love Ward. Ward's saying all the right things.
Dude, that's what it is. I love Ward, and we just came off a year where we saw what Jaden Daniels, a special QB, can do to a team. And I get it. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but I really, really want this kid to succeed. He says all the right things. He does all the right things. He looks and feels the part. And I hope that he can have the same effect on the Titans that Jaden Daniels had on Commanders. And look,
Okay.
maybe I'm 100% wrong.
He literally just stood up for a scumbag quarterback for 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and then
I never got out of my chair.
And then he names two of the most upstanding young youths at quarterback who say all the right things and do all the right things. You put your cape on for Aaron, and then you compare him to who are you? Anyway, E-Rock, who's going to win a division in the AFC South?
Well, I thought I saw somewhere. Didn't they name Daniel Jones a starter? Or I just see
DJ's going to start.
DJ's a starter.
Yeah.
So in other words, in order to see Cam,
Mhm.
you are going to need such Daniel Jones to stink on ice so bad.
No. That's Colts.
Daniel Jones
DJ's
is
on the Colts. Cam Ward's Titans.
Cam's starting on the Titans.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're mad
Same
now.
division. Yeah.
He got me so so backwards at. No, all right. Okay. What are we talking about?
Your answer's going to be the
Soccer.
Texans with
We're talking about
CJ
soccer.
Stroud.
Yeah, my answer is the Texans with CJ Stroud because for the same reasons, and we'll get there. But like,
No Joe Mixon.
all right, no.
He had a sophomore slump last year, and he had injuries.
Sophomore slump last
Look,
year,
I
which
agree.
is why
No Joe
Washington fans should be a little concerned, okay, and stop pumping out their chest. If CJ Stroud can have a sophomore slump, if Jalen Hurts can kind of have like a little bit of a sophomore thing going on there,
So-
it's not uncommon, and quarterbacks bounce back from that. But the sophomore slump is a real thing. I think CJ comes back strong. I like their head coach. I like D'Amico Ryans. I think he's a good coach. They're building good culture down there, and really none of these other teams are going to vie.
I didn't want to go chalk. You know, we're all going chalk.
Andrew?
Yeah, everything that was just said, the Texans.
Texans. All
Yeah.
right, we're all on the Texans.
Yeah, mark
and-
me on the Titans then,
and the
just so I can be
Titans.
different.
Hey, we're going to check back in the middle of the season. We're going to definitely
All right.
come back to this.
All
I'm
right.
writing this all down.
All right, good.
Are you writing it down?
Not right
Yeah.
now. Not right now, but he's clocking it in his
This is
head.
part of my embarrassment tour. All right. Now
Part of my embarrassment.
for the NFC, we're gonna go the opposite direction. So Andrew, NFC West, we got the Cardinals, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. Who's winning the division?
Rams.
Rams. E.
I like the Rams in that division.
I'll go Rams. Damn it.
Who did you
I'm-
want to go with?
Don't. That's not the question. E.
I'm
Circle back immediately because we need to check him.
yeah. See, he's learned now. See, he be trying to two-step. He's
Mm-hmm.
reeling himself in.
Mhm.
That's a self-reel. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers.
If that answers your question,
I'm going to take.
that's
the
what
San
I was.
Francisco
That's what I was
49ers.
debating.
Stafford's back has issues. If they don't have Stafford, they don't have anything.
Correct.
So Stafford got a back problem, and he got to see the Eagles. They got to see a lot of teams going to try to put a whoop on him. The 49ers, he's brought in 9 running backs because CMC's done. There's no more CMC. And one thing I know about a Shanahan is they got a system in place. Run, pass, run, pass. They got rid of Debo. They're going to be a well-oiled machine. I'm taking the Niners. All right? All right. NFC North. Because it's either the Rams or the Niners. So none of us are going to have Cardinals as backup or Seahawks backing it up, right? So NFC North. Now, this is a big division. Andrew, you taking the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, or the Vikings? And you better not get this wrong, Andrew.
Lions.
Woo! They're healthy. They're fresh as a daisy. E-Rock, are you taking the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, or the Vikings?
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Okay, now we got something cooking. Okay. Ashworth, who are you taking?
×2.
Okay, go Pack, go.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, go Pack, go.
You gonna tie it up, or are you gonna send it one way?
I'm taking the Lions because Andrew's right. I'm going with the Lions.
Thank you.
So we're going to find out if 15
A lot to replace.
this size is going to be. No, you're right. Lost the defense coordinator, lost the
Yeah.
offense coordinator. I don't believe in Love. He's always getting dinged
Okay.
up and hurt. Everybody thinks he's the second coming. I don't believe in him. And the Vikings, what are they going to do with McCarthy?
Correct.
You got the best wide receivers in the game. Is he really going to be able to throw that ball? We're going to find out. That division is so interesting to me.
And can I say one thing about
And
that
you
division?
loved Caleb last year.
Caleb Williams stinks. all
Okay.
right? I
not
hated
gonna-
Caleb Williams last year.
You're not going to get.
If you tell me right now, just to kind of rewind into our conversation, who do I want moving forward? Caleb Williams or Cam Ward? Give me Cam Ward 10 times on Tuesday.
I'm going to go back and look through last year because I believe that you had high hopes for for Caleb
Never.
Williams.
I got receipts, bro. I couldn't stand Caleb Williams, and I was correct.
I don't know. I remember you painting your nails and everything. It was crazy. To me.
I did do that, but that's got nothing to do with me. That's got nothing to do with Caleb Williams. I just have some hobbies.
Hey. All right. So, Packers or Lions, we're going to figure it out. But both of them have their issues.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens. The Bears might sneak around and mess up everybody if their quarterback can throw the ball straight. NFC South. This is super simple, Andrew. You can't get this wrong. Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks.
Bucks.
E.
Bucks.
Ash.
I'm gonna go with the Saints. Just kidding, Bucks.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude! I was about. You saw that switch? I was about to have a conniption. Oh boy!
I haven't open hand slapped a man in a long time. I've been thinking about it a lot. So we're all on the Bucks. Caveat question: Did the Eagles beat the Bucks in Tampa Bay this year? Yes or no?
No.
E.
Yes, but that's a very hopeful yes.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Side note: sick of playing the Bucks. Second side note: sick of playing the Bucks in September. It is miserable down there. I went to the last
Agreed.
two. I almost melted my face off of my face. It is ungodly hot
Then
in
I don't want to
September.
go.
Why? I'm not going. I'm not going for that. I'm not going to Buffalo because I'm not going to Buffalo on December 28th.
Oh no.
I don't want no part of Buffalo, New York in late December.
Next
I want
year, maybe
no.
in the new stadium.
Is it domed?
No,
Yeah,
but
it's got an overhang.
An overhang, right, to kind of really minimize the wind.
You ever been to Buffalo?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Oh no,
it's
agreed.
terrible. It's
Agreed.
terrible.
So
But that stadium's gonna be
I'm
banging.
taking the Bucks also. Who can challenge them? Are we all on the Falcons, or is anybody picking the Panthers?
I mean, the Atlanta's the only option, and that's not even a great one.
Panthers won like 4.
I almost feel.
five.
I almost feel bad for Kellen Moore because I feel like he was so desperate to become a head coach. Like he interviewed so many times that he took the wrong job.
Mm-hmm.
That is a shit show down there.
He took the wrong quarterback, and I think they did it on purpose because they want a Manning in their life, and I think that they're tanking on purpose.
Well, they thought they were.
Imagine
they
Archie
thought they were going to
Manning,
have Carr.
another Archie Manning, and
They thought they were going to have Carr. That retirement came out of, not that it came out of nowhere, but it, I'm sure didn't wasn't in the cards.
right.
yeah. At a high level,
Right.
I'm sure that there's conversations that go on where they knew ahead of time that he was thinking about leaving, and they're in Tank City, and they drafted someone that they knew would be Tank City. Case in point, we got McCord, and the Eagles traded up to get McCord, quote unquote. No, they were going to get Shadur, and the Browns were like, oh, trade up off the Eagles. Don't let the Eagles get him. Oh, snap. And the Eagles like, well, we're going to get a third quarterback anyway. I guess I'll take McCord. So then we're in that whole situation because people are playing these games. The Saints are in the Manning business, and so is the person in the last division, which we'll get to in a second. The NFC East. Now, Andrew, before I let you speak, there hasn't been a back-to-back division winner in the NFC East in over 20 years. And if you look at the schedule, Andrew, we are slotted for the rare occasion of the moon on your ass of the Washington Commanders winning the division. Now, with that information, Andrew, who do you choose to be the division winner against the Cowboys, Giants, Philadelphia Super Bowl champion Eagles, and the Washington Commandos? Make your choice wisely, Andrew, because I will embarrass you.
That's
at
fine.
This season if you're wrong.
They're going to break that this year. They're going to repeat.
Giddy up. He's taking the
Where is
birds.
this accent coming from?
Taking the birds.
It's like 5 different accents, too.
Taking the birds. What you got, E?
I think you already know who I'm taking, but I just think New York's not even close. Dallas is a dumpster fire, and Washington's got the oldest roster in the NFL. Plus, the sophomore slump thing is real. Like, listen, I know, Jaden, once you put film out there, watch out, because now there's film out there. And, I just don't see anybody effing with the Eagles this year.
I don't think Dallas can play a lick of D. I don't.
You want to look at D? What'd you say?
I do paint my nails.
Andrew, isolate that, please.
I said I don't think they will play a lick of D.
Okay. I don't know. You be playing lick of D? Where you be playing that at? You gotta. Is that at a bar?
In the woods.
I'm I'm just trying to figure out where you play Lick a D at.
never
We're
played-
not even to week 1, and we don't want to get canceled.
You never used to
before-
play Lick-a-Dee in the woods?
Oh my
What kind
God!
of childhood did
So
you have?
Eagles or Commanders?
Ashworth. Hey, Gritty, you want to hang out?
Reel
No,
it
bud.
in.
Nope.
I got some
Andrew,
woods in my mouth.
Turn their mics off. Reel it in.
All right,
muted.
Not
hold
hanging
on.
out with Lick a D's.
Hold
Not
on.
my thing to do.
Dallas can't play a lick of D.
It
I
still
do.
sounds
I
terrible.
do. I do believe.
He's saying double down on it, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I do believe in the sophomore slump curse,
Yeah.
whatever we want to call that.
Okay.
Lick a D. I don't think the Giants are going to be as bad as people think.
Yeah, they are.
I will say the Eagles, however, I treat every season as its own season. We had one of the best seasons in franchise history, the best season in franchise history. And the three of us, knuckleheads, were sitting here week 4 saying, what the hell? This team stinks. Fire the coach, this, that, and third. So I can't say, yes, you were. I can't say I'm going to say this confidently for historical purposes, but at this point, I have no choice but to take the defending Super Bowl champions.
So, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles. And only because they don't lick D's. So, my
How do
next
you know?
question, I speak for
All
the
right.
entire Philadelphia Eagles organization
Is
in
this on?
saying that they do not do that. I can say it with my whole heart and chest. Now, my next question, and I'll start with you, Ashworth.
Oh, great.
In order, wins in the division. Who's first, second, third, fourth?
NFC East,
Yes.
right? Okay, I'll go Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
E.
Eagles. Believe it or not, I'm taking Cowboys because they'll have just enough talent, but to win enough games, but not the testicular fortitude to do anything with it. Sophomore slump is real. Commanders fans, just buckle up. I'm telling you, and New York's got a long way to go.
Andrew?
Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
The correct answer is the Philadelphia Eagles, the Commanders, the Giants, and the Cowboys. And why it's the correct answer is the Giants have fully bolstered their defensive line. They're going to be after people. They've got
Fair.
2 serviceable quarterbacks. So Russell surprised a lot of people. He's still slinging that ball around. He's not prime, but he's a serviceable guy. And when he goes down, because he will, they're going to get Jameis Winston magic, making snow angels and talk about the Lord told me to do it, instead of doing DeVito time, and they're going to win games. And you mean to tell me that Jerry Jones not paying Micah Parsons like he didn't pay Dak, like he didn't pay CD, isn't going to have an effect on a guy whose family name is Schottenheimer? He's 77 years old and finally gets his first head coaching job. He's going to be able to coach a team. He's going to be able to corral a team. He's going to be able to handle Jerry Jones. And the Giants have the easiest schedule in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So the easier schedule is going to give the Giants the boost they need to be over the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are going to embarrass themselves. And I am here for it. It's not the Shanahan family. The Shanahan way, I can close my eyes and just know. Run, run, pass, run, play action, run, scheme, run. That's what they do. What's the Cowboys coach doing? What's his daddy used to do? What did Schottenheimer used to run? What
Yeah,
he used to do?
the thing you should be, I have to vocalize this delicately. And it's the same reason why growing up I hated Jerry Jones. But now I love that man.
him.
I love Jerry Jones. I hope Jerry Jones lasts forever. You want the Cowboys to do just good enough that status quo is acceptable. If they ever have a season where they win 2 games, 3 games, they might clean house and actually realize what's going on.
They had a 4-win season, didn't change a damn thing. Twice. I'm just saying he's not. So if you watch the Netflix show, it is one of the greatest joys of my life, because what happens when you're rich, and no offense, it's what happens when you're powerful, okay? When you win, French War, Civil War, all those things, it's like, your statues kind of don't matter. Jerry did the same thing. Jimmy Johnson gave you the blueprint. He's the one that made the Herschel Walker trade. You watch this documentary with VHS, and I'm like,
On VHS.
Jerry Jones is over talking like, yeah, when I made the trade and I wanted to get such and such. What are you talking about? And you're watching Jimmy Johnson do it. You're listening to his speeches. Jerry takes all the credit for that. He couldn't handle that man getting the credit at the time that he fired him and said, I will hire peasants for the rest of my days so that everyone comes to me. And it's been that way for the last 35 years. It's so good.
I understand. That's fair.
So good.
I still want the Dallas Cowboys to be just good enough for their fans, just to get that little itty bitty glance of hope up, and then all their hopes and dreams just fall.
They'll win 7 games. Dak will get hurt. They'll blame it on Dak being injured, and they'll ramp it up for next year. Because guess what? He's the highest paid quarterback in the league, and you can't trade him or do anything with him because he has no trade contest. So they're stuck, and we're good, and life is amazing. So all that being said, the Eagles were the best team in the world. Is there anything extra that you guys would like to talk about before we close out the show?
Other than Lick-a-D and GPS.
That's why you were late.
I think-
Licking D with GPS.
Oh my God.
You walk right into it.
No, I said lick. No. You guys.
Well, that's what happens when we don't have actual things to talk about. We'll have game time soon. Next week, we'll talk all about the Dallas Cowboys and the rivalry and growing up hating the Dallas and things will be good. But I think we covered all the things we need to cover. We're in and out, tight like a lamb. And I will say this. I didn't want to be in the studio today because I was wearing shorts and my knees are ashy. So if you watch this long go and you're telling your friends how ashy I am trying to be Black E-Rock with white legs. That's my goal. Trying to just be as ashy.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm super ashy.
Yeah.
You're Blacks and Ashworth.
Oh! Black Ashworth. That's it. There you go.
You were Black
Ashworth.
E-Rock.
That's
You
right.
were Black
Black
Ashworth.
Ashworth. Well, from the waist down.
Oh my God.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
Thank you
if
for
you
watching.
learned nothing today, we need football to happen now.
PHLYChiefseats.com. Thank you, Andrew, for producing the show. You can find us on the internet. Like, share, subscribe, and send it to a friend that you might want to lick a D with.
Oh my
and
God.
we're out.
We all silly like the mayor.